Real life suddenly hits you here in Egypt. We're on us. We were like fresh meat for them.
You have nice people, you have aggressive people.
It's getting stressful for us. The classic image of Egypt itself. It's the largest religious site ever built in the ancient world. Yes, every stone here has something to tell you, has something to reveal it. When you think that these are thousands of years old, it's not just architecture, it's a statement carved in stone. Ramses turned it into one of the greatest PR campaigns of all time. It's dedicated to a woman who dared to rule Egypt on her own terms.
It's one place to come and get lost in the past.
He knew that to rule here he had to be accepted not just as a king but as a pharaoh, legacy of the ancient pharaohs and the arrival of the Greeks. You don't really see that often pharaohs and their queens carved together like this. You can see just how important it was for Alexander to be seen as a true Egyptian king. Sounds like chaos in a bowl. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Here from another beautiful day in Egypt.
A long day.
Another long day, yes, once again. We are very excited this morning. We are heading to Luxor, a much awaited trip and probably the highlight that we've been waiting for the most. So we'll be taking the bus this morning. I booked the tickets online with a company called Go Bus, and it ended up costing us 800 Egyptian pounds for the two of us. So the trip should take us about 4 hours from Hurghada to Luxor. So hopefully we get some beautiful scenery along the way. Okay guys, so we just arrived in Luxor. So as soon as you get out of the resort, real life suddenly hits you here in Egypt. So pretty much as soon as we got out of the bus, yeah.
Guys, it's not easy.
It's not easy. Yeah, all the taxi drivers were on us. We were like fresh meat for them.
Yes, scan every 2 seconds.
There is.
No 5 minutes, 2 seconds.
There is Uber here, but it doesn't appear to be working because you get inside the car and then they start demanding more money and they change the route. So yeah, very different vibe, very different experience. But anyway, we made it. We're finally here and I'll show you the room. So this is our accommodation. And the first thing I'm noticing is the design. Very cute, very colorful, very traditional, I would say. Yeah, I love it.
It's like village house.
Yeah, it's like a village house. And the smell inside as well, it's like this incense smell. But we've got a kitchen over here, small kitchen. A fridge, a massage table. Okay, that's unexpected. A large dining table over here with a sitting area. And yes, you can notice all the details now. The decor is just phenomenal. Very interesting. And some more over here as well. And then over here we have the bedroom. It's a bit dark in here and we don't really have a window. Well, there is a window, but it's all covered. So yeah, a bit dark, but we have two beds over here. The room is quite spacious, I must say. And we have an air conditioner as well, a wardrobe over there, and then the bathroom is just over here. So we've got the sink, the toilet, and the shower. Okay. So we'll be staying here 4 nights and we're paying $15 per night. So we'll see how we go. We'll settle in today, have some rest, and then start exploring tomorrow. Hi guys.
Good morning.
So it is the next day. We are making our way to the ferry to cross the Nile. Our accommodation is located on the west bank, so we need to cross to the east bank in order to see the famous Karnak Temple and the Luxor Temple. So we'll see how we go. We're just making our way to get the tickets.
Welcome to Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, yes, welcome to Luxor, often called the world's greatest open air museum. And the city was actually once called Thebes, and it was the capital of ancient Egypt during its golden age. Now, the Nile does divide Luxor into two symbolic words. So, like I mentioned, you have the West Bank, which was considered the land of the dead, and then you have the East Bank, the land of the living. So, we are going to go and see the West Bank as well, so where the Valley of the Kings is located. But we're going to do that tomorrow. I thought it's best to start with the east to see the Karnak Temple first. All right, so we got the tickets to the ferry. It was 20 Egyptian pounds per person, although it's a bit strange because yesterday when we asked, they said 10, but today they wouldn't accept 10. Today it's 20 apparently. So yes, a bit confusing. Samiha is just admiring the views while we wait for the ferry to depart. You can see there's a lot of boats here, and a lot of them are colorful, very colorful. I like the design. How are you feeling this morning, Mihai?
Good and no good.
Tired, exhausted already.
I'm so tired. It's very nice city. It's beautiful city, but you have nice people. You have aggressive people. It's very hard to make video here. It's very hard for us.
Yeah.
Maybe if you come holiday, it's different. For us, it's very hard.
Yes, it's going to be a big challenge for us to film here. Even now, the whole way we walked from our accommodation to the ferry, they kept stopping us. Yes, it was very, very difficult to film even this section over here. So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to pull this off, to be honest.
I think
It's a big challenge. So, yeah, wish us luck. Luxor is home to about a third of all the monuments here in Egypt. So yes, it's been something that I've been wanting to see for a very long time. So yes, very excited to be here. But like I mentioned before, it's getting a bit stressful. Like I have to be honest with you guys, it's getting stressful for us. So we made it to the other side. The ferry ride only took about 10 minutes, if not less. So yes, fairly quick. And I forgot to mention, you can actually do tours, obviously, and they take you to all the temples, all the major sites in Luxor, all in one day. But we're doing it independently, just because we want to spend more time at each location. So that's why we're not going to go and see the Valley of the Kings today. We're going to do that tomorrow. So yes, that's just our preference, but you always have the option to just do it all in one day. And welcome to Karnak Temple. We have this massive square in front of us and then a monumental entrance ahead. And I just have to show you the view behind us as well, because behind we have a lovely view of the desert mountains. Absolutely spectacular. The classic image of Egypt itself. Now the entrance tickets cost us 600 Egyptian pounds per person, and you can pay by card, so that's good. But yes, Karnak is more than just a temple. It's the largest religious site ever built in the ancient world. And for over 2,000 years, pharaohs kept adding to it, creating a vast city of temples, obelisks, and colossal halls. So this was the spiritual heart of Egypt. It was dedicated to the god Amun. And yes, every stone here has something to tell you, has something to reveal. It's really a story of power, a story of devotion, a history on a scale that's even hard to imagine. But what makes Karnak even more extraordinary is its size and diversity. It covers over 100 hectares, and that's bigger than a lot of ancient cities. So this is the avenue of the ram-headed sphinxes. So it's like the grand entrance into Karnak. And what's interesting about them is that they have the body of a lion and the head of a ram, which was the sacred animal of the god Amun. And if you look closely, some even have little pharaohs carved between their paws. Now, this road once stretched for over 3 kilometers all the way to Luxor Temple, but you can see just how many people there are over here. It's absolutely packed. So yes, it's probably a good idea to come earlier than us. We slept in today a little, so yes, we're paying for it now. And then right ahead we have the first pylon of Karnak, Egypt's largest temple gateway. And it's so huge, it was actually never even finished. And then right after the gateway, we step into the Great Court. And this was the gathering space of the temple where huge festivals took place. On one side, Ramses II left his mark with columns and statues, and on the other side, later pharaohs added their own shrines and gateways. Now, obviously, you can notice a lot of them have suffered damage over the years, but some of them have quite extraordinary detail. So, yes, I'm quite amazed at the detail that's been preserved. And when you think that these are thousands of years old, uh, such detail is just incredible to see. And you can see this one in particular. Not only does it have the little pharaoh statue between the paws, it also has a cobra above the head. So, yes, this one is one of the best preserved ones that I've seen so far. And then over here we have the hypostyle hall of Karnak. And honestly, I think it's one of the most jaw-dropping places in all of Egypt. It has 134 columns rising around me, with the tallest soaring over 20 meters high. And you can see each one is shaped like a papyrus plant. So walking here was really meant to feel like stepping back into the marshes of creation and the very place where the ancient Egyptians believed life first began. Now, this hall was first started by Seti I, who carved beautiful religious scenes showing himself making offerings to the gods. And then his son, Ramses II, who we all know, and never want to miss an opportunity, added his own mark, filling the walls with stories of his military victories, including the famous Battle of Kadesh, which is one of the most famous battles in the ancient world. In 1274 BC, Ramses II clashed with the Hittites over control of Syria. And despite the fight ending in a stalemate, Ramses turned it into one of the greatest PR campaigns of all time. So he carved scenes all over Egypt, showing himself as the hero who single-handedly crushed the enemy. Yeah, you can see just how much color is still visible, and I can only imagine just how vibrant they would have been back then. And even today, when you walk through here, you feel so small. It's not just architecture, it's a statement carved in stone and a reminder that this temple was meant to be eternal. Okay, so we've come to this incredible monument now. This is Hatshepsut's obelisk, and it's the tallest one still standing in Egypt. It rises nearly 30 meters into the sky, and it's actually carved from a single block of granite, which was brought here all the way from Aswan. But the story of the obelisk is really the story of Hatshepsut herself. She ruled Egypt almost 3,500 years ago, and she was one of the very few women to ever sit on the throne as pharaoh. And to secure her position, she often had herself depicted wearing the beard and crown of a king. But she wasn't just playing dress up, she truly was one of Egypt's most successful rulers, bringing wealth, stability, and building some of the most iconic monuments we see today. Personally, I've always been fascinated by Hatshepsut's story. Most of us always talk about Cleopatra, who ruled more than 1,000 years later and is remembered as Egypt's last queen. But while Cleopatra's story is very dramatic and political, full of alliances and rivalries, Hatshepsut's legacy is written in stone. She built monuments, she raised temples, and she left behind many symbols still standing today. And this obelisk behind me is her bold statement. Dedicated to the sun god Ra, its golden tip once caught the first rays of dawn. On its surface, she even had carved that it was completed in just 7 months. Whether that's true or not, it shows her sheer ambition. And what's interesting is that after her death, her stepson, Thutmose III, tried to erase her memory, even walling up her obelisks. But ironically, that attempt at erasure is exactly why this one survived so well. So today, nearly 3,500 years later, this obelisk still pierces the sky, and it's not just a monument dedicated to gods, it's dedicated to a woman who dared to rule Egypt on her own terms. It's big, isn't it?
Yes, it's very big and magical.
And that's coming from you, and you're not even that fascinated about Egyptology like I am.
I'm passionate for the construction.
Oh, yes, that's true. You appreciate the architecture.
Yeah.
That's true.
Here, it's one place you come and get lost in the past.
Yes, that's well said. Yeah, yeah, I never thought of it like this, but yes, it's definitely a place to come and just lose yourself in the past.
I don't know, it's magic.
It's breathtaking, it really is. Okay, so we've now come to a very special place. This is the chapel of Alexander the Great. And when he conquered Egypt in 332 BC, he knew that to rule here he had to be accepted not just as a king, but as a pharaoh. So he built this sanctuary carved with the scenes of himself making offerings to Amun, the god he claimed as his father, just like the pharaohs before him. So, yes, it's pretty incredible to stand here. Definitely one of the most special places because in these walls, you see the meeting point of two worlds essentially, the legacy of the ancient pharaohs and the arrival of the Greeks. And Alexander may be remembered for his conquest, but here at Karnak, he's remembered as a pharaoh, honoring Egypt's most powerful god. And right over here, in that cartouche on the left-hand side, we actually have Alexander's name written in hieroglyphics. And you can see the colors are still quite visible, very well preserved. And that's because back in those days, they used mineral-based pigments. And because of that, they don't actually fade easily under the sunlight. So yes, that's why we see so much color and they're quite vibrant, I would say. Okay, so we made our way to Luxor Temple and it was 500 Egyptian pounds per person to enter. And as you can see, we've got Ramses II greeting us with these massive statues and what was once a pair of obelisks. Now, you may notice there's only one standing here right now, and that's because the other one stands in Paris. And if you've watched some of our previous vlogs, especially the one in Istanbul, you'd have seen that we saw another obelisk in Sultan Ahmed Square. So that one belonged to Thutmose III, the successor of Hatshepsut, and its original place was actually at Karnak Temple. So yes, quite a few of these obelisks scattered all around the world. Now, yes, as you can see, this is the entrance, but on the right-hand side, we have the Avenue of Sphinxes. Now, this was actually a 2.7-kilometer long road that connected Karnak Temple with Luxor Temple. And in ancient times, this avenue was the route for religious processions, the most famous one being the Opet festival, which celebrated the god Amun's annual journey from Karnak to Luxor. And during the festival, a sacred boat carrying the statue of Amun was transported along the route, the avenue. And you can see there's a replica of this boat right over here. And there's archaeological evidence suggesting that Hatshepsut was actually the one who started the construction of this avenue. Now, Luxor Temple itself was built more than 3,400 years ago, but unlike Karnak, which was a temple for the gods, Luxor Temple was more about kingship, the renewal of the pharaoh's power. And what makes it even more fascinating is its layers of history. The Romans turned part of it into a military camp, and later a mosque was built right on top of the ruins. And that mosque is actually still here today, it's still active, making this one of the rare places in Egypt where you can see ancient Egyptian, Greco-Roman, Christian, and Islamic history pretty much side by side. Okay, so we'll make our way through the entrance now. As we walk through, we pass the grand courtyard of Ramses II and then into the colonnade of Amenhotep III, a majestic avenue once again of these papyrus columns. Now, pretty much as soon as we enter this avenue of papyrus columns, on the right-hand side, we are greeted by these interesting-looking statues. Now, this is actually a representation of the pharaoh Tutankhamun and his wife and sister, Ankhesenamun, standing side by side. And it's such a rare and beautiful sight. You don't really see that often pharaohs and their queens carved together like this. Now we are hoping to see his tomb tomorrow in the Valley of the Kings on the other side of the Nile, so on the west bank. So we're pretty excited about that. But yes, walking through Luxor Temple is literally like flipping through the pages of an ancient history book. The walls are full of scenes showing festivals, offerings to the gods, great battles, and even stories of how the kings were chosen by the gods themselves. So while Karnak overwhelms with its sheer size, Luxor Temple definitely feels more intimate and more human in scale. And if you go right to the very back of the temple, you'll find something truly unique and special. These are Roman paintings from when this place was turned into a Roman chapel. And you can't see them very clearly now. Obviously, the paint came off. Oh, in fact, I think I found an even clearer one. Yeah, in this one, you can actually see the faces a lot more clearly. Wow, that's very unique. Something I wasn't actually expecting to find here at Luxor Temple. And you can see that the paintings were pretty much overlaid on top of the hieroglyphs. And then right at the very back of Luxor Temple inside this sanctuary, you can actually find Alexander the Great once again carved on the walls. And over here, he's shown dressed like a pharaoh once again, so just like at Karnak. And you can see him depicted making offerings. So once again, we see his name being carved out in hieroglyphics inside that cartouche on the left-hand side. So yes, I can recognize his name pretty well by now. And you can see just how important it was for Alexander to be seen as a true Egyptian king. Alright guys, so we are back on the other side of the Nile, back on the west bank where we're staying, and we came to a restaurant to have something to eat. It's been such a long but such a magical day, but we got quite hungry. And especially because of the heat, I probably had 5 liters of water today, if not more, believe it or not. So yes, that's a record for me. But yes, we came to this restaurant. In fact, we ate here yesterday and we really liked the food. The staff is also very friendly, great service, and they also have affordable prices. So we decided to come back today and try the national food of Egypt. So yes, I'm very excited, but have a look at the view we're getting from here as well. So we can see the Nile from here, and we also get a fantastic view of the Luxor Temple. All right, so our meals have arrived. I went for Egypt's national dish. This is koshari, and it's basically a mix of rice, lentils, chickpeas, small pasta. It's also topped with some crispy onion and tomato sauce. Now, on the side, they also brought some garlic sauce and chili sauce. It does come in layers, but the idea is that you mix it all together. So yes, sounds like chaos in a bowl, but there must be a reason this is the national dish. So let's give it a try. I'll pour some of the sauces on top. Probably not a lot, just a little bit for now. I have to be extra careful with the chili. Okay, so I'll give it a little mix. Okay, very interesting. It's tangy, slightly spicy from the chili. You've got the crunch from the onions. Yeah, very interesting mix, but somehow it works. It's actually delicious. It's a comfort food, I would say. It's really nice. Okay, and Mihai went for a mixed grill, which came with a salad, some rice, tahini sauce, and some flatbread on the side as well.
Mine is very simple. Grilled meat, rice, and salad. The best.
The classic.
The classic one. And you have some veggie here.
Yeah, you can see the portion sizes, by the way,
Yeah.
as well. You have a lot of food
Very
over here.
big for one person.
Yeah, that's a lot of food.
Very nice. Very juicy. Nothing dry.
Yeah, yesterday we both had the grilled meat, and yeah, it was very good. So
Yeah. Here in Egypt, you're eating very good.
yes, the food is delicious here in Egypt. Everything we've tried so far, yeah,
And the price.
outstanding.
Yeah.
Okay, so those meals were outstanding. They also brought out some complimentary rockamelon with honey on top, so that was also delicious. And it ended up costing us 500 Egyptian pounds in total, so meaning two main meals, one bottle of water, and two fresh orange juices. So yes, I must say this is great value for money. The portions were absolutely huge. So yes, everything was amazing.